Well, as you probably can see, we are actually sailing, and yeah, yesterday we prepped the boat for the trip home, and yeah, it was a busy day. We went shopping for provisioning for the trip. We're planning on using a week. It's not a long trip, but we're planning on doing it in short increments, and yeah, enjoying ourselves. I have one crew member with me. He's going to be serving as a cameraman, I guess. A bit camera shy, so we're not going to introduce him. And yeah, it's a beautiful day. Yesterday we mounted the sails together with the previous owner of the boat, and he is a keen sailor, so of course he wanted to have the one last trip with the boat. So we went out sailing for a little hour or so, just to see if everything was working as it should, and showed us the ropes with the boat. And yeah, it's amazing. We had a bit more wind yesterday, but yeah, when we left the marina this morning, there was absolutely no wind. We just hoisted the sails and decided to wait for the wind and just idled along on motor until we got some wind about 15 minutes ago. So yeah, today's leg is about 13.2 nautical miles, so it's not a long trip, but it's in the archipelago outside of Stavanger, which is the city in the background here, and we're heading towards Boknafjorden, which can be a tricky place, but I've been watching the winds for the last month or so, planning this trip, and this was the week that I had one week off, so I could sail the boat home with no hurries. And of course there's no wind the entire week, so it's gonna be like between 2 and I guess 5 meters per second of wind. If you want that in knots, you can almost double it. So it's basically no wind, but luckily this boat is a bit over cannabis, I guess, so it sails really easy in light winds. The head sail that's on the boat now is a rather heavy sail, so yeah, he has been using the boat for regattas in this area and also out in the North Sea, so yeah, the boat is equipped for hard sailing, I guess, and nothing else. But now it's gonna be a cruising boat from now on. I'm not comfortable pushing the boat that hard, so yeah, I'm just enjoying this beautiful weather and yeah, letting the sails take me along and hope I have enough wind to keep the boat moving. If the wind drops off completely, we will wait and see if the wind fills back in, or wind. The movement in the air is typical. When I went out for my first sails on the other boat, it was also forecasted a bit wind, but none came. So yeah, but this boat has heavier sails, especially the foresail or the Genoa is a bit heavy. The main sail that's on the boat now is actually the sail that came with the boat from the Bavaria factory, and it's 25 years old and it's still standing beautifully when we are sailing. It's really good. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I'll pick up the camera and pan around. I'll try to capture some views and give you some updates every now and again, and we'll see if we reach our anchorage rather early and the wind is good. We will proceed to cross over Boknafjorden today and anchor on the other side of it, because if the wind is there, it's going to be good to use it. So, and if the daylight is going to last, we will make the most of it, but we are not in a hurry. But of course it's always good to have a leg that could be difficult to do if there is too much swell or something, because in this, when the conditions is this light and the swell is rolling in, the sails is gonna flap about. So in here it's totally quiet, so it's not really a big issue. And you can see now the wind is basically gone. I'm doing 1.2 knots over ground, but absolutely no movement through the water. So yeah, we can look around, and I will cut the camera and give you an update later. So this is the area that we came from. The marina is actually straight right behind us. This is the industrial harbor of Stavanger, and Stavanger city is in this area behind all of this. So it's nice. It's a bit hazy out today. It's not really foggy, but it's a bit of haze, I guess. So that's gonna burn off, and as you can see, the weather is really beautiful. We are heading in this gap between these two islands over here and going out, and you can see the mainland in the background there. Gonna cross over to the mainland almost and tack back out. I hope I'm gonna tack. That's the forecast anyway. Could be a jibe if the forecast is totally wrong, but we'll know when we get there. It is quite a few hours later. We have been completely without wind, and we were just about to give up sailing and alter our course to a different destination and go a bit further, since there was absolutely no wind. But right now the wind, just as I was plotting the new route, the wind was picking up, so now we have a gentle breeze. We have some wind, and we are now sailing. We're doing 2.7 over ground. So yeah, coasting along. We're not, we're heading up to our anchorage just before the Gårdsvågen, and we'll see what time it is when we get there, if we're going to continue to the next anchorage on the other side. If this keeps up, things are looking up. So yeah, I'll let you have a look around. So our destination is alongside this island here. I guess it's that island in front of us, but we'll see what happens, because now it looks like it's good wind here, so we can use it for something. So let's make the most of it. So in front of us here you see the anchorage that we're going to use for the night, and we were considering going through this pass over here and try to cross the Buknafjorden, but I don't know if you can pick it up, but it's solid fog over there. So we're not going to attempt that today. And yeah, it's been a good day of sailing. We've been sailing now for quite some time and it's been really nice. So yeah, I think this is good. I think this is as good as they can get on the ocean. So we tried out the boat a bit and found some small issues that we need to look at and so on, but nothing major. It's just normal maintenance. So yeah, I think can call it a day. So now we're gonna get a little bit closer to the island that we're gonna anchor at, and we're gonna drop the sails because it looks like the wind is disappearing over there, and we're gonna start the motor and we're gonna motor in, and we're gonna use the engine to generate some power and top up the batteries and so on. This boat does not have any solar or wind generator or anything at this particular time, so that's on the wish list for the future. Yeah, otherwise this has been a good day. So this is going to be my first time anchoring. Yesterday was my first time docking a boat this size alone since I was, I guess, 10 years old. So, and with a former owner that has been owning this boat since it was brand new, it was a bit terrifying to go into a marina that you are not familiar with and putting it into the slip. And luckily there was light winds, perfect conditions, so it all went rather well. So I didn't make a fool out of myself, so that was good. If I'm going to do something stupid, I think it's best to be alone. So now I'm going to focus on the sailing, and we're gonna, yeah, call it a good day of sailing and make some dinner and enjoy ourselves. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't know what time it is. But we anchored about 3:15 maybe, and there was a bit of breeze in here, so it came from the other direction back then, so it was pulling us out of this little bay. I guess this little bay is called Gårdsvågen, and it's on a small island called Talgje eller noe sånt. Never heard of it before. This place wasn't marked as an anchorage, but I had a look at it on the map and I figured this could be okay. Since it's early in the season, I don't think anybody else is going to come out and anchor today. It's the 28th of February. So it's quite early in the season and a bit cold. I guess it's about 5 degrees centigrade right now. So I'm sitting here drinking some coffee and enjoying myself. So I'm gonna let you have a look around this anchorage. Aye, so let's see. behind me here is a dock or two, and even 3. There's one pier going out here for protection, and there's another one over here, and the bay is rather sheltered, but I guess there can be a bit of swell coming in here, so it's not far off the ocean. And over here you can see there is a fish farm outside of this opening, and a small little island here, and a little rock sticking up there. There was a whole lot of birds sitting on that when we arrived. It was sunny when we arrived, so I think they were just enjoying the weather. And there is some more rocks sticking up over here. You see there is a marker right next to them. So yeah, that is providing some protection. It's quite good depth in here. It's about 10 meters deep. I guess I have about 30, perhaps 35 meters of chain out. So yeah, you see the chain is just hanging straight down. Put a small line on it. I need to find something bigger, because this boat has not been used much for anchoring, I guess. So find something to lock onto the chain and tie a line on it, so it can attach to the cleats back here, like this one. So yeah, in the distance here, I don't know if you can pick it up, but here is a big quarry going on. It's a bit noisy, so you can hear the rumbling across the fjord here, or in between the islands. So, but the weather is really nice. It's a nice evening. And this is the small community clinging on to this little island. See, there is a lot of greenhouses here, so I guess they are growing something here. And you can when we came into the anchorage, the wind was blowing directly from this direction, and you can smell the delightful smell of manure from cows. So it's probably a dairy farm up there. And yeah, here is the boat. Teak decks needs a little scrubbing, and this winter, because the boat was up for sale, they didn't put a tarp over it as it was lying out in its slip in the marina. There's usually been a tent covering the boat. I have gotten the tent from the owner, so I have that tent. They didn't put it on this year because he was hoping the boat would sell, and so it did. And yeah, sometimes there are ships going by out here in the fjord, heading into Stavanger or somewhere, and then you get some rolly waves in here. But it's been really quiet, so it hasn't been much rolling until right now. But it's quite a distance, so it's just long rolly waves, and they disappear after a little bit. So yeah, completely protected from the ocean swell in here as well, so that's all good. So I guess this is going to be the last shot of this video. I'm going to try and include the GPS location for this anchorage down below, and in the next video which is starting tomorrow. I'm recording it tomorrow. I'll release it 1 week after this one, I hope, if I can find it. I will release it, the next video, I guess, 1 week after this one, if I can find the time to edit the videos, because you know there is work and there is also stuff to do that you need to do sometimes. So video editing is, yeah, it takes time, and it's not the most fun bit. The most fun bit is of course sailing and working and so on, but it needs to be done. So to make YouTube videos you have to edit the videos and release them as well. So I'm trying to keep them coming as steady as I can, but yeah, there's also life that needs to be attended. So yeah, this is it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll try and record more stuff tomorrow. Hope we get a little bit more wind. If we could get something like we had in the afternoon, that would be great, but I guess that is a bit too much to hope for. So I'm gonna end this by showing a sunset. And it's not in the Caribbean, it's freezing. So here is the sunset in Norway, last day of February 2021.